Hello, my name is Megan Brown. I'm Chief of the State, Tribal, Local Plans and Grants Division for the National Park Service located in Washington, D.C. I'm pleased to be with all of you today, even though it's virtual, and we're going to talk some about the grant opportunities that the Park Service has available from the Historic Preservation Fund. So the Historic Preservation Fund is a bit unique. Like the Land and Water Conservation Fund, it comes from offshore oil lease revenue, not tax dollars. So the idea being that the destruction of one resource, some of that funding is put into preserving and conserving other resources. Often I think potential grantees have a little trouble figuring out what on earth should we apply for. So we have compiled over 3,000 successful Historic Preservation Fund projects into our IRMA system, and I encourage you to look there for ideas and good examples of how to do excellent preservation projects. The Historic Preservation Fund is basically broken into two sections, our non-competitive and our competitive grant programs. Our non-competitive programs are essentially block grants that are awarded to 59 state historic preservation offices and now over 207 tribal historic preservation offices. One of the keys for you is to know that 10% of each state's funding must be awarded to certified local governments, and that is over 2,070 local governments that have made a commitment to preservation and entered into an agreement with their state office and the National Park Service. You can find out if you're located in one of those CLGs by going to our website and looking it up. So that's an annual opportunity to access HTF funding. But the competitive side is what we're going to focus on today, and we have a series of several programs that we're going to talk about each one as we go through. One of the interesting things about the Historic Preservation Fund has been since 2014 a real focus on underrepresented communities and making sure that they have access to the preservation funding that we've spent in other places over the last many years. And you can see the breakdown here of the very diverse groups that we've been able to assist since 2014 and hope to continue on that path. One of our large programs that supports those underrepresented communities is our African American Civil Rights Program. This program's been in existence since 2016 and funds two types of projects: preservation projects that do physical repair to historic buildings and sites, and history projects that do a lot of education, nominations, surveys, and we've even expanded it to include the conservation of civil rights associated collections. As with all federal grants, it's important to know if you're eligible to apply for the different programs. And for this one, states, tribes, local governments, and nonprofits are eligible to participate. Shown here is the 16th Street Baptist Church, a National Historic Landmark in Birmingham, and the site of the bombing that's killed several small girls in the 60s. You can see this program's been growing steadily. We had $16 million to give away for 2021, and we're actually in the process of reviewing those applications right now. We don't know yet about 2022. That'll be a common theme throughout this presentation until we receive a congressional budget. But if we are funded again, applications will be open in the summer and the fall. And this photo is of Leona Tate, one of the first children to integrate the New Orleans school system, being escorted by her federal marshals. And one of the interesting stories with this program is now we've been working with Mrs. Tate as an adult, and she has acquired the school. We have funded it with more than one grant and turning it into a civil rights center. So very exciting. A spinoff of our African American Civil Rights Program is our History of Equal Rights. And these are grants to preserve sites related to all Americans struggle to achieve equal rights in our country. There is no match required, just like the African American Civil Rights Program. And we had 3.4 million that were in the process of reviewing applications that were submitted for right now. This again is dependent on 2022 congressional funding, so we'll wait and see. One of the examples shown here is Alice Paul's childhood home. She was a strong suffragette and author of the Equal Rights Amendment, as well as one of the hunger strikers. Our Historically Black Colleges and University program has been with us for quite a while. These grants focus on the physical preservation of National Register listed sites on HBCU accredited campuses. We have expanded that this year to include National Register nominations for sites that might not be listed, as well as campus preservation plans to assist these wonderful resources in preserving their heritage and history. We currently have $10 million. Those applications are available right now, and that deadline has been extended to March 8th. So I encourage you to look at that if you are an HBCU or associated with one. There is also no match required. Our Underrepresented Communities Grant is the one that kicked off kind of our work with these communities in 2014. This is specifically targeted at funding surveys and National Register nominations to increase the diversity of the National Register. We can also do amendments to older nominations to expand them to tell the full history of a site. There is no match required. This application is also available right now and was extended to February 8th. Who can apply for this is a bit different. So SHPOs, State Historic Preservation Offices, Tribal Historic Preservation Offices, and certified local governments are the eligible applicants. If you're not one of those, look at partnering with one as a possibility. Our Tribal Heritage Program is our oldest competitive program, and usually we're able to award $500,000 to federally recognized tribes, Native Alaskan, and Native Hawaiian communities. These grants cover a broad range of projects, from physical preservation and traditional survey of sites to preserving unique cultural heritage and traditions. The example seen here is our grant with the Hula Preservation Society that collected oral histories on an annual festival that's been held since 1940. There is no match required for these grants as well, and they are also available right now with a deadline of March 1st. That kind of shifts us to grants that are available to all types of communities, and that's our Save America's Treasures program, which I hope many of you are familiar with, as this is the program that funds the preservation and conservation of nationally significant buildings and collections. So for the museum world, this is a very important program to take advantage of. We have done some wonderful projects across the years, and the program took a bit of a hiatus, but is now back in full force. And we have $25 million to award for fiscal year 2021. We have actually reopened that funding opportunity, and the new due date is March 10th, 2022. So if you know of a good project that is nationally significant, I encourage you to look and quickly apply. For buildings, the sites do need to be listed in the National Register at the national level of significance or as a National Historic Landmark. For collections, you make the case for why that collection is nationally significant. And keep in mind that there is a match required, dollar for this program. Our Paul Broun Historic Revitalization Grants are relatively new to us as well, and these fund a program, not a project. And what you're making application to is a program for you to then go out and award funding in the form of subgrants to do physical preservation in rural communities that will help encourage economic development. So it's a little bit more complicated than some of our others. There is no match required. The eligible applicants are states, tribes, nonprofits, and certified local governments. And if you have an idea for this program, I encourage you to come in and talk with us. If you just have one site, one building, one thing you're working with, this is not the program for you. This is to fund an entire program that goes out there and helps several sites. So those applications are also available right now and due February 22nd. Our brand new program is the Semi-Quincentennial Grant Program. We are in the process of setting up the notice of funding, and that should be coming out in the next few weeks. But the key to this is preserving state-owned sites that are associated with the founding of the nation. States, tribes, local governments, and nonprofits may apply, but it does have to be for a state-owned site per our congressional direction. We have $10 million to award, and those will be due in the spring of 2022. So how do you keep up with all of these grant programs? We encourage you to sign up for our Steel Pig bulletins. We always send out a notice when a new grant program becomes available. You can also sign up for notifications on grants.gov. And this is where to find us for more information. Please, I encourage you to call our phone number or send us an email if you have any questions about our grant programs. We're here to help guide you. Look at some fun and interesting posts, as well as announce when the new grants are available. So we look forward to hearing from you, and I hope to see some grant applications from all of you. I also hope that we're able to do this in person next year. So thank you for your time and attention.